lost the thread there. Never mind.
Okay. I mean, yeah, and we say 70 cents, but is it, we talk about women of color and it's a different fucking number, so.
Yeah, well, and it's also these are some hot takes. These are lukewarm takes. These are lukewarm
I think
takes.
these are lukewarm takes for us, Alicia. I've realized that I am a raging liberal now, so apparently that's a
Okay,
thing.
but no, that's only a hot take in America. Why is my camera not working?
Yeah,
I
all of
don't
us, all of a
understand.
sudden you have disappeared. Oh, there you are.
Okay, I don't know why that was. I didn't do anything. I didn't touch
I
it.
didn't change a
Okay.
thing.
Um, I think it's contextual, right? Because
Mhm.
I don't know, to each other, I'm just like, yeah, that's a completely reasonable take when we're having like a private conversation.
Yeah,
Like that's the right, that's correct. What you're saying is
yeah,
correct, and then you say that in front of like your fucking conservative uncle, and they're just like, women should live in basements only and never
yeah.
see light, and you're like, whoa,
Oh
okay, didn't know.
shit.
No one's ever actually said that. I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
picking
No,
an
no, no, no,
extreme
no, no, no.
version,
I know,
but
I know.
like you just see like, oh, I I really didn't
Mhm.
think that I was thinking that far outside of any box on planet Earth. Like maybe me and Andrew Tate and me and Joe Rogan don't see eye to eye. That I'm like sure. But
Yeah.
those are exceptions. I truly believe that if I walk out into the world and say the things that I believe, that these are not hot takes, and then I get told that they're hot takes, and I'm just like, this is bad. If this is a hot take, that's bad. That's
I
bad.
mean, men should be castrated. Definitely a hot take, but
I don't believe it. I'm never gonna live that down.
no, I'm fucking with you.
I'm never
Uh,
gonna live that down.
but
It
you know,
shouldn't be.
yes, I agree. I think we are academic liberals. We came from a very liberal country, which Canada, is
Okay.
like definitely like social democracy, pretty close. Social democratic socialism, whatever. Anyways, and so like yes, we're definitely further along. So like for instance, I was just in Salt Lake City this weekend with my family,
Oh,
and
girl.
I was definitely gonna try to get my dad to watch this Manosphere documentary because I was like, I need to see where you are on the spectrum. Um, and
Prescribed
but
reading,
yes,
she said.
but
I
like my
love. She's
sisters,
so
my
cute.
sisters who what I consider to be quite progressive are still use the R word, and I'm like trying to tell them like
Ooh.
that's not acceptable. You can't do that. You shouldn't do that. And they're kind of so. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm definitely like one of the like spiciest liberals out there. I would say like I'm definitely pretty far down that spectrum.
Yeah, I forget how black of a sheep I am when I'm surrounded by mostly gray sheep, I guess, is the thing when you go
Yeah,
back to,
yeah,
yeah, to get proverbial about that. Ezra Pizza believes I'm never gonna live that down as
yeah.
well.
That's fair. I'm gonna bring it
Put
up
it on
every
my
stream.
coffin. Where do you put it on? Put it on my gravestone.
I'm gonna.
If you're gonna
I'm,
burn women at stakes for being witches, then I'm gonna cut your balls off for being nasty.
I'm.
That's the social contract
There you
as I
go.
have it.
There you
If,
go.
but we could just do neither. That's what I'd prefer. We
Yeah,
could do neither.
yeah.
Just let me live. Leave me alone, frankly.
Um,
Let us go to bars. Frank, you want to know what's awesome? That we went to several bars recently and didn't get harassed. That was really nice.
yeah,
I
I
think
think
it might be because we're old, but it's also because we went to the gayborhood.
yes, I agree with both of those things. Women are exceptional in that they will sometimes mate with the creature that is most likely to kill them. Yeah, I mean that's part of the sexual contract too. It's like we get dressed. We don't pay for dinner because we might not accidentally. We might not accidentally. We might not murder the other person on the date, right? Like,
Oh god. Okay, so I do you guys watch those like a botanist answers botany questions from Google or whatever? It's like a wire. Oh, I think it's Wired. Someone does that. It's like a
mhm,
YouTube thing where they're like a U.S. Historian answers questions about the Civil War,
mhm.
something. Anyways, this most recent one I was watching today was a self-defense expert answers self-defense questions, and all of these questions from like Twitter and Quora and stuff like that are all like the vast majority of them were women being like, "Is it really better to yell fire instead of rape to get more attention? Should I really walk with my keys between my fingers? Is that the most adaptive? Which is better, mace spray or mace gel? Or sorry, pepper spray or pepper gel?" And like it was all just like
Mhm.
a fucking 30-minute video of this absolutely badass woman showing how like she's like, "You're gonna aim for the groin every time," because
Oh
it's
my
simply
god.
just the best way to disengage if you're being attacked kind of thing. But I'm like, guys, this is a pop media video for that's on a light entertainment page, and it's mainly about women getting attacked. That's where we're at. Like, that's where that's it's so
Yeah.
normalized that we're using it for light entertainment, and that didn't even make me flinch. Like, that's how ingrained it is in our lives. It's like, "Oh, yeah, the old yell fire instead of rape if you're getting raped, that old trick. We've
Mhm.
all heard it."
Yeah, I
Like, the fact that that's the thing? What? What are we talking about? No. Sorry.
yeah. No,
I'm
no, no.
upset.
You are allowed to be upset because I think if we want to have a little bit of a full circle moment, we we can talk about these issues. Like you and I are obviously using this for fodder on a Twitch stream to chat about, but and like
Of
it
course,
has a
yeah.
lot of cultural relevance. People are talking about it online. People are making money off of this topic.
Yeah.
People are having whole ass debates, and we can talk about it in the culture. But if we go back to adolescence, right? There are like that
Hmm.
yes, okay, this was a fictional story about a 13-year-old boy killing a girl because he was red pilled, but that's not a fake story, right? Like that's a real
Yeah.
thing that happens that like this misogynistic rape culture leads to more harm to women and angrier men also leads to more harm to men obviously as well. So
Mhm.
like I mean there is going to be like physical repercussions of these things. There's going to be more women who are victims of
Absolutely.
domestic violence. There's going to be more women who are, you know, hurt by strangers, right? That they don't know as well. So it's,
Yeah.
yeah, like, what are we
I couldn't
doing?
agree more,
What are
yeah.
we doing?
Well, and I mean, to your point, I think it's critical that we talk about it. It's amazing that there's this easily accessible video of this woman showing these self-defense techniques and saying,
Yes.
"Hey, here's why you don't wanna do the keys between the knuckles thing that we all learned when we were
Yeah.
13 years old." Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's great that that's that easily accessible. I have always wanted to take a self-defense class, but cost, time,
Yeah.
all of that sort of thing, so this is the next best thing. And us talking about like data and research about these sorts of things very important, but the fact that it's something that is even still a discussion is wild to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's simply bonkers that we live in a world that just fundamentally factually it's so deeply ingrained in such a gendered fashion that there's even any doubt in anyone's mind that it's still women who are more disadvantaged. And take this is stepping away from loneliness specifically, but like
Yeah.
realistically, if you guys are worried about being lonely, we're worried about being dead.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
like
super fair.
there's a comedian recently that was just like doing crowd work and was just like, "Guys, what's the worst thing that could happen to you on a first like on a blind date or a first date or something like that?" And they're like, "I don't know, she's ugly," or something like that. Like the men are just tossing out things, and even some of them were like serious things like, "Oh, she could I don't know, get super drunk and belligerent or
Yeah.
something like that, like reasonable
She
concerns.
poops her pants at the table, something like
Yeah,
just super
sure. What's the
chaotic.
worst thing
Yeah.
that could happen? And then the girls just like takes their sweet time. The timing of the joke was
Yeah.
amazing. And she's like, all right, so we've heard from the men, and already the women in the crowd are fucking erupting laughing.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have to say a word because we all know the immediate answer that we had
Yeah.
if we were like, oh, what's the worst thing that could happen to you on your first date? Oh, I get killed.
Yep. Get murdered.
Get dead. I got dead. Yeah. So and that hasn't changed in X amount of years.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. And I mean that's also that is like regionally and culturally specific, right? Because those kind of statistics do not exist in some countries like I mean they're definitely significantly lower in like Scandinavia and places that have like a different sort of that doesn't
Mm,
have this like, as I said, it all like ties in together. Like capitalism is like founded on like anti-feminist, misogynistic principles, right? And so
yeah,
that all kind of
absolutely.
feeds. And so if we have a culture that is supporting all of us, right?
Hmm.
Semi equally, that has mat leave and
Yeah,
pat leave and all of these things, we
absolutely.
see these kinds of things come down, and we,
Is it significantly lower, or is it like
you know,
on par in those
let me
countries? I'm
not
not familiar with these. I'm not familiar with these statistics.
let me not talk out of my ass and let me look them up if you have
I
different
mean,
data.
ass talk. Let's go. D- d-
Ass
what a DB
debates.
said ass debates because you said these whack ass debates and or something like that earlier, and he was like
Dead.
ass debates.
Ass
Fucking
debates.
mouthy.
Uh,
That is one.
okay.
That's 100% the case. Old Man Felonious, what were you saying was 100% the case. We were waxing poetic, gently speaking about something in a completely reasonable and calm manner. Particularly me, because you'll never catch me doing anything but the sort. Always catch me being rational, level headed, calm, collected.
Okay. So I actually,
Oh, worst case on a first date. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Thanks for clarifying that, Old Man Polonius. We appreciate it. Nordic countries generally lower homicide rates. Yeah.
that
Okay.
is
So
interesting.
lower homicide rate, but reported rape statistic is often high, partly due to broader definitions of sexual
Interesting.
violence. Oh,
So
I like that. That's important.
I have learned that. Yeah, that's actually that's
That's very
then that is what we talk about spin and data, bro. Because somebody could just be like, rape statistics are higher, blah
or
blah blah.
higher.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what social democrats will get you. That's what voting
yeah,
liberal will get you is higher rapes.
yeah.
Like, girl, yeah. So I guess we should clarify what we mean about data spin here because, like,
Mm-hmm.
just to take a tiny tangent, Layla and I have spoke on stream before about how you can spin data, and the idea, I guess, in that case would be that you could do the hyperbolistic hyperbolistic
Hyperbolic.
hyperbolic, that's exactly the word I was looking for. You could do the hyperbolic version of that and say rapes are more common in Scandinavia, and maybe that's true, but how you define a rape is different,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like if any sexual assault is categorized in the rape category and that's how they're doing their statistics, whereas in the states it's only male female, penis to vagina penetrative sex. We should also content
Yeah.
folks, if you're sensitive to this, feel free to mute or leave. Not that we want you to leave, but protect your own mental health. Um, yeah, counting all assaults as rape or only true true blue rape. There shouldn't be levels to this. Assault is assault, but if a statistic in America is only reported in like a kind of purity tested way where only the most extreme cases of the
Yeah.
thing, then you could very much misrepresent that as you're much more likely to be assaulted in Scandinavia, or you're much less likely to be assaulted in America, which just isn't reflective of the truth, right? My sensitive ears.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say the other piece of that, like, also this is like very akin to like people being like, oh, like autism and ADHD rates have skyrocketed, there must be like a cause for that. And it's like, no, we just like know what these disorders, or back in my day we didn't have these disorders. And it's like, yeah, because we didn't know what they were, right? Like people were just
Yeah.
sent off to an insane asylum if there was anything
Yeah,
remotely
or
wrong with
your
them.
uncle who was really into trains was like, I built half a wing on my house to have my model trains. And it's like, yeah, that guy was neurotypical for sure. Didn't have anything going on. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
so,
yeah,
and then yeah,
100%. So
and we didn't have those labels, so it was like, okay, that's why things are moving up.
I was at my doctor today talking about an ADHD diagnosis, full disclosure, which I do not have at this point, but it
Mhm.
would not be shocking if I did have. And was talking about like how underdiagnosed it is, particularly in women, and how lots of these kind of like later manifestations are unearthed, kind of thing. And it's not that they're manifesting later; it's that they're getting recognized as the disorder later, especially because so many of the disorders
Mhm.
carry similar symptomatology or manifest in ways that can look like a different symptomatology. Like a lot of people that have bipolar 2 question mark is the one that's mainly
Mhm.
depressive. Yeah, a lot of people that have bipolar